This video is going to be very different than all the other videos on my channel because I'm trying something different here, because like 25% of you actually watch my videos to the end. For that loyal 25%, the part 4 of my Mind and Plan series is coming soon, I promise. In this video, and others like it, I'll try to make a quick point on an important contemporary issue. My position is that wanting governments to force the prevention of non-state imposed consequences for being offensive is incoherent. Even knowing the corporation's understanding of what is offensive is guided entirely by what is profitable for their owners. This also applies to other institutions because it follows those institutions, in order to continue to exist, must do things that perpetuate their existence, including engaging in similar types of censorship. To make it abundantly clear, nobody should be impoverished under any condition, but the plight of the unemployed under capitalism is an entirely separate issue. Furthermore, I believe people should take time to actually analyze ideas on their merits rather than rejecting things out of hand, and the government should foster that way of looking at the world. But that's about critical thinking, not cancel culture. There's the fact that a majority, though not all, of those concerned about this issue reside on the political right. Their complaint is that people are having their lives destroyed over being cancelled. This is incoherent because, by definition, all right-wingers, to varying degrees, are uninterested in the damage caused by corporations doing profit-seeking things. For example, paying workers less than their worth, or failing to adequately regulate their effect on climate change. Which means that everyone on the political right who dares complain about cancel culture is either not thinking this through or engaging in a bad faith argument to conceal the fact that their actual concern is promoting the ideas that get people cancelled. Secondly, say a person had a book that was just pages of gibberish. Obviously, the publisher doesn't want to publish that book because the revenue will not be enough to make up for the expenses. I imagine nobody has an issue with that reasoning. It's understood that capital, labor, and time is limited. For those of you that might say gibberish isn't speech, that's beside the point. Substitute anything here that people wouldn't care about. Imagine a diary of watching paint dry. Revenue is easy, it's sales, but what falls under expenses? Capital includes the reputation of the publisher as a reputable, trustworthy source of information that prints and sells content that's well acclaimed by its customers. Labor includes not just how much it costs to employ people, but their productivity, as influenced by their satisfaction with their work. Time includes the fact of producing one thing when you could be producing something else. That book of gibberish is imposing heavy expenses on all the aforementioned. Now imagine a book that could impose all of those expenses due to being considered offensive. This simply can't count as a free speech issue. Now, this applies just as easily to tolerating offensiveness at all levels and types of production. It's all a question of expenses versus revenue. Whether or not something's offensive is just another quality associated with how one makes decisions when faced with limits. Is something fit for purpose? Therefore, ironically, a state mandate to prevent decision-making based on someone or something's speech is in of itself a massive infringement on everyone's freedoms. Now, you might say that this argument undermines the capacity to regulate anything, but to paraphrase myself from earlier, we should analyze things on their merits. So what is word state force being employed to require the publishing of media or the maintenance of a given person's position despite offensiveness? Why should they not be replaced by something less offensive or more fitting? As I see it, there's a single reasonable argument. And it calls back to the point made earlier, and that's if you believe that that which is specifically being censored is a social good that should be promoted. Ultimately, if one finds themselves concerned about canceling outside of the fact that losing one's position under capitalism risks impoverishment, one either hasn't really thought about it clearly, or their real concern is promoting the specific thing that something or someone is being canceled for, and it'd be honest to defend whatever that is on its own merits. Thanks for watching my video. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment.